Oh, I don't have anybody behind the camera yet. So if you want to come and work for me, I pay the old-fashioned Hollywood way. Nothing. But if you want an intern for credit, for a job that doesn't exist in an industry which is dying, please find a way to contact me. I really can't afford anything more. So here's the thing. This is podcast 1. I am fully well aware of how ridiculous I look, and I'm going to do this anyway. Today I quit my job. I was an executive on TV shows and films, and quite frankly, over the past couple years, I just kind of reached my breaking point. I was in a notes meeting this morning about how a woman can't be wearing a necklace in a scene because that's for the male gaze, and that is not get G-A-Y-S, G-A-Z-E. And so we didn't want to objectify the actress, and they were concerned that the actress would push back on being film sexy. Meanwhile, all of us, and you know who I'm talking about, have OnlyFans subscriptions like crazy. The hypocrisy in Hollywood is crazy. That used to be where you went and you found hot people. That's what we were selling. I mean, I even think once Bruce Vilanch said, why doesn't Brad and Angelina just get to the point and take their clothes off? That's what people want to see. But I digress. All right, let's get to the run of show here. I don't want to subject you to a word salad, but I had to pull this show together pretty quickly today. So I got odds and ends from around the house. I took these from Rosita. I'm in the garage at my Malibu house. I didn't have much time because we're losing light. I'm doing this because I have to. I really don't have a choice. And so, welcome to this journey with me. I think over the past couple of years, you probably also felt that something is off. That you're being lied to on TV every single day. By people on the news, by celebrities, by some influencers. No offense to my community, of which I guess I'm a member of now. And maybe by some podcasters. Although most podcasters are pretty honest. They might be wrong, but they think they're right. See, the difference with the news is they know they're lying. In fact, many of the reporters and journalists tried to tell different stories, and they were shut down. I know, because I work in the media. There are countless projects that we've tried to do, especially over the past 5 years, that have been shut down. Either it's not politically correct, but more often than not, it has something to do with a corporate interest that would be pissed if we put it out. So there's a little bit of a self-censoring that's going on, even politically right now, to some extent. But the real problem for a long time, a very, very long time, has been corporate advertisers and the fact that these organizations, and HBO and Netflix were different. They were subscription-based for a while, but they're not anymore. Now they rely on advertisers. They hope to make more money from advertising than from subscriptions. So there's a lot of things that they're not allowed to say. So I know you hear about people being banned. A lot of people think they're shadow banned on YouTube, in social media. But in our business, or my old business, it's really bad. Because our content costs a lot of money to make. And you have a lot of business daddies that you have to keep happy. all up and down the food chain. And because of that, there are a lot of stories that you should have heard. You didn't. And so I'm starting this YouTube channel and my other endeavors specifically to bring you the stuff that had been censored, that I tried to tell over the past couple, decade now. So I know you're thinking, another podcast. And this is the last thing that I wanted to do. I'm sure it's going to make me no money. It's obviously costing me money already. I mean, look at the production value. Do you know how expensive a fake olive tree is? Real olive trees are expensive enough, but this one lasts forever. There's a premium for that. So let's see. Again, if you know somebody that wants to, work the teleprompter, again, I'll give you credit. I'll write you a letter. All right. So look, I had to do podcast too because of AI. Everything now is AI. If you go on Instagram or TikTok, a lot of these user-generated content out there are AI. Even OF models are now AI. It's crazy. You got to be careful who you tip, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm doing it in one take. No editing. If I stagger, I'm just having mini strokes. I'm okay. I'll get over it. But if I do it long form in one take, I can prove that I am not AI. I'm not AI. But Hollywood's trying to replace everybody with AI. And they're trying to have people write music with songs that sound like this that are made by AI. Okay. So, if I was AI, by now I would have had 2 heads, 12 fingers, 2, you know what I'm saying. Although it'd be interesting, that I could keep myself entertained a lot now that I will be unemployed. If anybody finds out who I am, I'm gonna have a bit of a problem. So I'm gonna try to anonymize stories here. Although I want to give you some juicy gossip. I do have some from over the years. And the good thing is I never signed an NDA. Yes, I have been drugged and woke up the next day underneath a coffee table at powerful directors' houses. It has happened to me. Not Diddy. I never went there. I guess I wasn't cool enough. I would have. I mean, at least for the stories. But you notice how everybody's pretty quiet about that right now. And they're pretty quiet about the other one. You know, the other one. That Elon and Trump are fighting about who was on a list and who wasn't. Let me tell you. We'll get to that now. This fight that's going on between DT and Elon, it's nothing new. Billionaires have been fighting with presidents since the dawn of billionaires. I mean, could you imagine the fights between the president and the Vanderbilts and Carnegie? I mean, these people behave like they are the president. They will lead meetings. They will, normally they hire lobbyists to do the bullying and launder the threat of replacement, of running and primary somebody, against them in their small little districts. Usually that's how it's done. The difference with Elon is he's brazen. He owns a social media platform, which he bought in order to, as he said, protect free speech, which was under attack. No matter what side you're on, people were being censored online. That's undeniable. Now, rule one is don't be an asshole online. I get that. I look like one, of course. I get it. But I'm really not a mean person, okay? So if I say something, I'm usually right. Just take my word for it, okay? I can assure you of that. But the fact that Elon has come out and publicly attacked the president and saying that these bills are full of pork, they were pushed through in the middle of the night without anyone in Congress reading it? Anyone? This is the most expensive piece of legislation ever, and nobody has read it? The stuff that they deal with in Congress is nothing compared to Hollywood, okay? We just have to serve all these sorts of social advocacy groups and make investors happy and obviously kill stories for advertisers. But what goes down in Congress is crazy. I mean, that's where the money is printed, the wars are declared. You can just imagine. But the fact that Elon is coming out now threatening to start a third political party is going to drive everybody insane. Hollywood has had a stick up there, you know what, about Elon for a long time because they liked censoring people. They liked censoring people. That was the whole point, to keep themselves relevant. That's what it was always about. It was always about Hollywood having a monopoly on power so that they could, from their high pulpit, tell you what to do. And my entire mission here is to remove the brainwashing that, I'm sorry, but I was responsible partly for. Remove the brainwashing that you've been subjected to, because I'll tell you a little bit about my story. I woke up about a year ago and I realized we are in the distraction business, especially the do-gooder media, of which I worked in a bit. We're pushing something on you, and it was very clear that there was only one side to be told. There was no sort of fair and balanced narrative. And I know that phrase has been co-opted, but there was no sort of level, both sides storytelling of any project. These documentaries that you see, these scripted, based on true story projects that you see, of which Ryan Murphy does a lot of them, they have a narrative focus. It's a POV. You choose one character's side and you go with it. And what is Hollywood going with a lot now? The persecuted, misunderstood, underdog character. And they will twist themselves into a pretzel in order to make the underdog look good no matter what. No matter what. You saw it with Adolescence recently on Netflix, where they just took a story out of nowhere, pretended like it was real, that there was some white kid going around and killing kids, and they're trying to sell it to you as if this is a real problem in the schools, and we gotta watch all white little boys because they're gonna kill everybody. It's crazy. And so last year, I started realizing I gotta orchestrate my way out of this thing. And today was the final straw. Today was the final straw. I couldn't stand it anymore. And I know, excuse me, I'll get a cough button eventually. I know that a lot of people, if you're watching this, who are in the entertainment industry, maybe trying to figure out who I am, but more importantly, have experienced these sorts of, as Oprah would call them, aha moments in the past couple of years. And they haven't said anything. They've sat by as some really, really crazy stuff, some really, really crazy advocate, ideology has been pushed on America that makes little to no sense. Now, I'll let you interpret that as you wish, okay? But this idea that there's good versus bad and nothing in between is dangerous. It's dangerous, it's polarizing, and I think it's intentional. I think it's intentional for sure. I think that the victim narrative has become incredibly popular. I think that Hollywood, we're responsible for that because we're always telling the underdog, persecuted, oppressor versus the oppressed story. And not everything is as black and white, forgive the pun, as that. It's just not. It's just not. And there have been some really radical things done in this industry, and I can no longer participate in them. So I quit. For that reason, I'm out. I'm out. I think that the kids are the ones that are going to suffer from this. Because their parents are still watching legacy media and they're going to force this shiz on them. But a lot of those kids have already bailed. TV is losing its relevance. I mean, that's another reason why I'm sort of out. The entire marketplace is changing, and the internet is where everything is going to be. They laugh at us. I know that they laugh at us. I've been in those meetings where they say, you're going to cast an internet person? You're going to cast an internet person? Yeah, because it's the only way to get people to watch our garbage. Because nobody is watching television. 80% of the ad dollars are in digital now. And there's a reason. There's a reason. It ain't because our content or their content, formerly my content, is not available on phones. Of course it's available on phones. But the kids can see through it. They haven't been indoctrinated yet. They haven't gone to college. They don't have to defend their identity with their, $100,000 student debt for a gender studies degree. Kids say the darndest things. Well, kids are the only ones that say the truth anymore. And they're choosing to abstain from Hollywood. And so am I. So here's the deal. I'm now public property. You own me. You own me. And I owe you. I feel like I'm at an award speech. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, this is, I told myself I wouldn't get emotional, but yeah, I just quit. I just left everything behind. It's really scary. There are going to be people who watch this and they're going to figure it out. And they're going to call me all sorts of names. They already call me difficult. I'm sure they're going to call me crazy. I'm sure they're going to call me unthankful, uppity, whatever, conservative. That's the worst thing you can be called in Hollywood, is a conservative. But I don't know. Once I got yelled at in a meeting because I suggested that we should be treating homeless people for drug addiction rather than just let them die on the street. And I got yelled at. Can you effing believe that? I got yelled at. And I was told, you're being, you have no empathy for people's struggles and what they're experiencing, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, so you're going to just let them do crack on the street and die? And they blew up in a huff and kind of just left the meeting. I mean, they can't hear it. They cannot be criticized. They absolutely cannot be criticized to their face. And so I decided to come to the internet. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do it here. And you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it. And eventually I'll get a better costume, hopefully. But this is what I could pull together now. So hopefully we're going to have a little fun. I'm going to try to do this every day, at least for 10 minutes, and I'm going to give it away. I'm not going to wait for sponsors. Actually, I'm not gonna. I mean, maybe some of Giuliani's gold coin companies want to call me. I think that's probably where we're at this moment. But I don't think I'll have. I don't think I'll have Casamigos offering me an endorsement, even though I drank a ton of that and do. I love you, George. I do. I know you think that I know that a lot of people who are powerful who are watching this, if they're watching this, they understand something's wrong. It's not an us versus them thing. That this division is being orchestrated, and it's not just Republican, Democrat. There's something else going on. There's something else going on. It's these corporations, and we have to stop sucking their D. We got to stop doing it. We have to go back. Or look, this is my constructive criticism here, because I guess I'm out of Hollywood. We have to go back to selling movie tickets and getting people to the theaters, because this television commercial-based stuff, it's not working anymore. You can't tell the stories that you want to tell anymore. You can't do it. All those great stories from the past will never be told again. Those revelatory exposés. It's sad. Hollywood has become a corporate shill. So until tomorrow, peace to the truth.